reason. He's got length, mobility, toughness, and the want to. He brings effort and communication defensively, and you can't forget about him at the other end either. An improved shooter, and he can definitely finish. Kevin, a ton of respect for what Chandler brings to the table.
All right, Doris, thank you very much.
A lot of praise has been sent Kobe's way over the years, but perhaps one of the biggest I heard last season was when Grant Hill called him the toughest person he ever had to guard.
And Clark, that may not seem too out of the ordinary, but you look at all the stars that Grant Hill faced during his career, and there are a lot of big names on that list.
Yes, Hill certainly had a large collection of superstar wings to choose from, but it's hard to argue against this selection of Kobe Bryant. How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And it's Bledsoe off the drive.
Eric Bledsoe is still on the come as a playmaker and shooter, but because of his great physical gifts, he is certainly a rising star in the NBA.
He's off on the first. And he's good on the second. Here's Heinrich. Duncan with a screen on Bledsoe. It's Allen on the wing. Duncan outside. And good on the basket. Book it. And Steve Bledsoe, 6'1" with the 6'8" wingspan, blinding athleticism, and he's an aggressive defender.
Yeah, he's a guy who applies a lot of pressure on the ball. He attacks the glass offensively. He's given us some highlight reel blocks, too. I mean, this young guy is explosive.
Here is Bledsoe, following the basket by Tim Duncan. And it's Bledsoe off the drive.
Well, you learn a lot about a player from the way he responds to adversity. Eric Bledsoe, a player with tremendous potential, had to back up John Wall at Kentucky. Then he had to back up Chris Paul with the Clippers. But, you know, rather than get frustrated, he really made the most of those learning experiences, and now it's paying off.
Duncan, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
The defense just couldn't recover in time.
Yeah, the D pretty much went brain neutral on that one, Clark. Wouldn't
Yes,
you?
sir. I like that phrase.
Yeah, I don't use that phrase very often, but to me that's what happened. He shifted the brain into neutral.
Yes, he did.
That was embarrassing.
Here's Johnson following the bucket by the Nets. Six to shoot. The 11-footer. Here's Horford, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three. Point play.
They have got to put a body on him, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass. When you talk about Bledsoe, he said in college and with the Clippers, he enjoyed both of those situations. The challenge of the daily battles in practice against star talent, he showed a lot of resilience and determination to find his niche.
Now here's Heinrich. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Bledsoe, guys, getting his chance last season with the Phoenix Suns to show what he could do in a starting role, and it paid off. His terrific play, Steve, was a huge factor in their surprising season.
Yeah, I agree with that, Kevin. Unfortunately, he did lose some time to a knee injury, but you know, knowing him, he'll battle back and once again overcome the obstacles.
Now here's Bledsoe coming off a stellar performance against Toronto, and that one's good. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
This could be a back and forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
The Trailblazers have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Bryant passes to Bledsoe. He dishes it to Horford. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Horford's got 5.
Well, and the bounce pass was the key to the play.
Brooklyn's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Ray Allen is on the wing. And he gets the bucket. Bledsoe with it. He's got 5.
Well, he's got to watch himself now. I mean, that's 2 fouls already, and he can't afford another one.
For a while, it looked like the Nets would struggle to make the postseason last year, but they pulled it together.
Well, they did end up making it in as a 6th seed, as we know. Looked to be an early exit for them, but they were able to use their experience and rally back to beat the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, it was an impressive first-round win, but it was short-lived because in the next round they faced the Heat, who had a pretty easy time.
And he gets it to go. Clark and Steve, this tug-of-war game continues.
You know what? And they just keep flip-flopping the lead again and again and again.
Yeah, how about that last lead change, guys? That's number 7 for the game.
Now, here's Nash. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Everybody on the floor is hot. Incredible stuff here in the early stages.
Tell you what, both teams playing downhill. Who's going to blink first?
Bledsoe against Allen. And Bledsoe, here we go, shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Harris against Nash. Stoudemire outside. Back to Nash. Just 5 to shoot. Carter with a 3. And the Nets, another 3.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And it's not just great offense, Clark. The defense is really lacking. Not enough energy on their closeouts.
Now, here's Dalembert. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
It's stolen by Dalembert. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Here's Bledsoe. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. That's 10 points for Eric Bledsoe.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to make an adjustment. They've got to string together some stops, or at the very least, try to force this team into some bad shots.
The Nets shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Well, they were 75% free throw shooting a season ago.
And both free throws good for Stoudemire. Trailblazers trail by 3. Bledsoe outside. Dishes to Mirotic. Up again. Brooklyn with the rebound. Nobody near Allen. What a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
Oh, what a 3 at the horn. They end the quarter on a high note. What a big shot.
I'll say that'll put a little bounce in their step coming back out of this break.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Nets?
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And they're sharing the ball, too, which I love. They're piling up the assist. We're seeing great offensive movement.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Brooklyn looking who they've got. Stoudemire out there with Garnett. And there's Carter. Then it's Jay Crowder, and it's Nash in at the 1 spot. Trailblazers trail by 8.
Vince Carter in his day, one of the most electrifying players in the NBA, a superstar in Toronto, one of the all-time great highlight reel dunkers. Those days are behind him, but he remains a very valuable and at this point, maybe even underrated NBA player.
Here is Carter following the basket by Kobe Bryant. Carter with it, picked up by Kobe. Here's Garnett, 6 on the shot clock, no good. And for Portland, they're shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. Here's Kobe, Garnett with the block, and they get it back. Mirotic has a wide open look, makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Brooklyn leading by 4.
And for Vince Carter, a quality defender and still a well-rounded contributor. He always had a nice breadth of skills. Now he does the little things that help you win.
Now here's Garnett. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And the bucket counts. He's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play. That sends Vince Carter to the free throw line. Samuel Dalembert picks one up. Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Tyson Chandler is checked in for Garnett. Duncan comes in for Amari Stoudemire. And it's Heinrich in for Steve Nash. Al Horford, he's checked in for Portland. Scott comes in for Mirotic.